Time travel is a concept that has been explored in literature and film for decades. But is it really possible? Well, according to the laws of physics, it may be more possible than you think. The fundamental idea behind time travel is the concept of space-time. Our universe is made up of 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. These 4 dimensions are all interconnected and can be thought of as a single entity called space-time. According to the theory of relativity, time can be slowed down or sped up depending on how fast an object is moving relative to an observer. This means that if we could travel close to the speed of light, time would appear to slow down for us. This phenomenon, called time dilation, has been demonstrated in experiments using high-energy particles moving at close to the speed of light. But what about actual time travel, going back in time or forward into the future? Well, there are a few theories that suggest this could be possible. One idea is the concept of a wormhole, a hypothetical shortcut through space-time that could potentially allow us to travel through time. However, the existence of wormholes has not yet been proven, and they would require an enormous amount of energy to create and maintain. Another theory is the idea of cosmic strings, extremely dense and massive objects that could potentially create a loop in space-time, allowing for time travel. But again, the existence of cosmic strings has not yet been proven, and they would also require an enormous amount of energy to create. So while the science behind time travel is still being explored and understood, it's clear that we have a long way to go before we can actually travel through time. But that doesn't mean we can't keep dreaming and wondering. Suppose we could travel through time. What would we see? What would we learn? The possibilities are endless. So let's suppose that time travel were possible. What might happen if we were to journey into the past or the future? One possibility is the butterfly effect, the idea that small actions can have far-reaching consequences. If we were to travel back in time and make even a small change to the past, it could have significant impacts on the present and future. Another possibility is the grandfather paradox, the idea that if we were to travel back in time and kill our own grandfather, we would never be born and therefore would not be able to go back in time and kill our grandfather. This paradox illustrates the potential consequences of changing the past. Wormholes are still purely theoretical at this point, but if they were to exist, they could potentially allow us to travel through time and even to other dimensions. However, there are also risks associated with this kind of travel. One possibility is that it could disrupt some laws that would leave the universe unstable. It could potentially disrupt the balance of the laws of physics in our universe. This could lead to all kinds of unpredictable consequences, from the collapse of the universe itself to the creation of alternate realities. So while the idea of traveling through a wormhole is certainly intriguing, it's important to consider the potential risks and consequences as well. So far, we've been discussing the possibility of traveling through time and the potential consequences of such a journey. But what if we could simply know our future? What would be the advantages and disadvantages of this kind of knowledge? Advantages. We could use this knowledge to prepare for natural disasters and other emergencies, potentially saving lives and minimizing damage. Knowing the future could help us make more informed decisions about our investments and financial planning. It could also help us plan for the future and make more informed decisions about our careers and other long-term goals. Knowing the future could certainly have some advantages. However, there are also potential drawbacks to knowing the future. For one thing, it could take away some of the mystery and excitement of life. If we knew exactly what was going to happen, it might take away some of the thrill of the unknown. It could also create stress and anxiety as we try to navigate complex situations and make difficult choices. Knowing the future could potentially lead to a lack of motivation, as we might feel that our actions are predetermined and not up to us. It could also create conflict and tension in relationships, as people might have different ideas about how to use this knowledge. There is also the risk that this knowledge could be used for malicious purposes, such as to exploit or manipulate others. Time travel may still be purely science fiction at this point, but it's fascinating to consider the possibilities and consequences of such a technology. What if we could travel through time? The answers may be out there, waiting for us to discover them. Thanks for watching, and let me meet you in the next video. Have a great time.